Hi guys, welcome to my fantasy story times where we just ask you one question. What would you do in this situation? Because this crazy story today is about a Sephora kid goes too far at the Gucci store. Alright, so anyways, this girl was like in 9th grade, literally 1 year younger than me, and she was the most spoiled brat ever. So basically, what happened was that it was her birthday that day, so she had decided to go out to shopping in LA something. I don't know, wherever they have the Chanel and Gucci, I'm not sure. But decided to go shopping, and she honestly thought she deserved everything she got there. So I'm just gonna put it this way, she's a Sephora kid spoiled brat. Now, when I say Sephora kid, I'm not talking about the kind that loves buying things at Sephora. I'm talking about this girl that pushes people around at Sephora and is really mean to the employees. So yeah, basically it was her birthday, right? So she had decided to go and buy a few things from Chanel first, which, by the way, how are these parents affording this kid so many Chanel things? But anyways, they had gone to the bookstore at one point, but she said she didn't want anything from the bookstore because, well, books are books and she had no use for them apparently. Which honestly, books are so cool. I don't understand why she would do that, but anyways, I was currently in the mood of thinking this girl is so spoiled because of the way she acts in this story. But basically, after going to Chanel, she bumped into someone, spilled her latte on the floor, and then asked them to pick it up like they were her servant. The thing is, the person actually did pick it up, but just glared at her the whole time. Honestly, if that was me, I would be in shock and not even pick it up because that's her responsibility, not mine. The drink spilled because of her, not me. She shouldn't have bumped into me. She honestly shouldn't have been so snotty talking to her friends on the phone. Anyways, they were at the Gucci store now, and that's when she had decided to buy at least 3 bags. But of course, she had already bought things from Chanel, so she couldn't buy the bags that she wanted. So guess what happened? Okay, comment your answer, but then now we're going to begin with the craziest part of the story. The thing is, her friend was basically the nicest person ever. Was not really that bad, but still a bit rude and obnoxious considering they're friends and all. They have to be friends for a reason, you know. So that's probably why. But yeah, anyways, the worst thing happened when the camera started rolling. This girl had Instagram, obviously. And I have Instagram too, guys. Follow me on Instagram if you can. I really appreciate it. This girl was posting an Instagram story about her destroying employees' records on there. So apparently she had a thing where she would go into stores and she would destroy employees' reputation in front of their managers. Obviously, the managers have really good connections, so she always got away with it. Connections with her family, because obviously the richest family ever. No, I'm just joking. She's not the richest family ever. Her family is mid-rich, but still, I wouldn't take my kid out for Chanel and buy them a lot of Gucci too if it was their birthday and I was rich at the same time. No, that's not how you spend your money. Just buy a cheap bag. It's literally just the same thing, just a price put on them that's higher than the original. But yeah, that's my opinion. So basically, she went into the store and then started grabbing things and throwing them off the shelf. But then the employee, the main character of this story, decided that she wasn't going to deal with this today because she had just got off another shift from her other job and was struggling to pay. Of course. The day just only gets worse because guess what happens next? I'll give you a hint. The spoiled girl goes up to the manager and starts blaming the other employee that was right next to the main character of the story. But things were tough at that time, so I can't really blame the employee for snapping the way she did. She's like, what? No, I didn't do it. But then, of course, the spoiled girl was just good at acting, put on her fake crying face, and then got away with it either way. Yeah, real tough stuff. The next thing that happened is so honestly shocking. The manager, who honestly believed the employees more than just some random customer, some random little girl that was in the 9th grade, decided to say, well, ma'am, even if our employees did that, we think that you should still take responsibilities for some half. We saw the cameras and, the employees did nothing. You were the one who did that. Just admit it. So honestly, she started fuming, and oh my gosh, it was so crazy. She started flipping out. She started throwing things off the Gucci shelves. And obviously, why didn't she think this through? Obviously, a place with high maintenance stuff is gonna have a good security team and good cameras. Of course, why didn't she think of that? But of course, she flipped out. Her parents were not there, so they couldn't really do nothing. But this other kid, her friend, was honestly backing away because she was not going to deal with this right now. She had been enough of her friend, had enough of her and everything. So, she stopped being friends with her after that day. But this is what she did first. What she did was so dramatic and so honestly real that I would do it too. Her friend decided to rip the friendship bracelet off that her friend gave her and decided to throw it at her face with the beads on the floor and told her to fix your attitude before I fix this. Sigma edits be yeah, for real though. Yeah, that was so savage. I cannot believe it. Fix your attitude before I fix this friendship bracelet. Yeah, that's some tough stuff. But then she started crying even more, kept clinging onto her friend's clothes. Some snot got on her friend's clothes. So, yeah. But obviously, that was not enough for her because what she did next, so terrifying. So basically, what she did next is that she then proceeded to grab everything, knock everything off the shelf, even the Gucci perfumes that were on the store shelves, in the makeup section of Gucci. She decided to take that off and start smashing everything. And this girl was so spoiled. The thing is, she has to pay for that at the end of the story. Did she not realize that smashing it is you have to pay for it either way? Anyways, the girl's parents, who had been waiting in the car, but it had been so long, and they heard screaming inside the store because she was that loud. She was that loud, and her voice was so shrill and stuff, so, it was so dang loud, obviously. Yeah, so anyways, girl starts destroying everything, but then her parents walk in and say, Spoiled Girl Lee. Obviously her full name, but we're just gonna censor that out because I'm not gonna come up with fake names today. But yeah, they say her full name, and then they start getting mad at her, and she freezes what she was doing, which was knocking another makeup container off the shelf of the, I guess, makeup corner of the Gucci. I've never been in a Gucci store, but yeah. Starts knocking it off, but freezes. Then starts crying even louder. Her friend obviously left because she was done with that. Anyways, the friend said that she had gotten back to school, but the thing is, she wasn't wearing her usual designer or wearing any makeup. The thing is that all that probably got taken away from her because she was so spoiled and stuff. So yeah, moral of the story, don't be spoiled and be grateful for what you have. Anyways, bye guys.